The name n+1 just, let's say, origins in the n+1 formula. Hello guys and welcome to another video. My name is Dennis and I'm also known as the guy behind ACD Unlimited, creating the Darwin drum pedal series and other mostly drum related upgrades. And in this little video I'd like to talk a little bit about the beta, to be a little bit more precise about the n+1 beta, which is one of the two betas I have to offer at the moment. And yeah, I've more or less secretly launched or added this beta to my website without any further explanations, Facebook posts, videos or whatever. And yeah, today I'd like to just tell you a little bit what's all about this little beta beyond the silly name. So the name n+1 just, let's say, origins in the n+1 formula, where n is the option or you currently have, and there's always room for one more option. So that's the theory behind this little nerdy name. And compared to the dynamic beta, there is not that much difference. So in terms of weight and how they feel, they are more or less the same. So they both have the same weight options, the same constructions. Both bodies are made from aluminum. Also, both betas share the same beta surface options. So these threads are all identical, so you can more or less use whatever beta surfaces are available for the dynamic beta also on the n+1 beta and vice versa. So for example, I have this big fluffy vintage sound like one, there's a wooden one, there's one with a curved plastic surface, there's a heavy wooden one with a stainless steel backing, and so on. The main difference between those two is that the dynamic beta has a fixed distance. This front piece is already a little bit longer than conventional beta in order to reach the, let's say, the upright position a bit easier. The beta doesn't have to over-rotate, because as soon as it over-rotates, the whole movement of the pedal, or while you're playing the pedal, loses efficiency. So to compensate that, this beta already has a little longer front. The main difference of the n+1 beta to the dynamic beta is that this one has an adjustable front length, if you want to call it that way. And this adjustment is very important for any drum pedals that don't allow any adjustment of the hoop clamp in order to compensate the distance between the beta and the drum head, as I said earlier, to compensate or to avoid the beta from over-rotating. For example, on the Darwins, you can just loosen these two screws on the hoop clamp, and then you can just move the hoop clamp back and forward in order to adjust how far the beta sticks out and how the width of your hoop, you can compensate that, the skin, and so on. But especially entry-level pedals up to mid-class and even some high-class pedals don't have such an adjustment, so there's no way to compensate that. And the idea behind that is that this beta has a slidable cutout, or a slidable cutout. It has a cutout where the shaft can slide back and forward, so you can more or less on the fly compensate the distance to the drum head and adjust it to be just right. Also, this same screw that is responsible for rotating or for sliding the beta head back and forward also locks in the angle of the beta head, so you can obviously adjust that as well. And to have some fixed positions, always, I hope it's visible, there's some little marks where actually the head of the screw can settle in and forms some sort of fixed position, so you don't have to, let's say, you don't have to be afraid that the beta will move back while you're playing, because the head is settled in this little groove. So that's one major benefit of this construction. And honestly, as most of my on the first glance simple looking upgrades, this one took me way longer to develop as it maybe should be. But I'm happy to have it finally here, or not finally, it's available for quite some time, but you know what I mean. I'm happy that I made this product available. Also, this beta has, as I said, the same weight options and more or less the same weight as the dynamic beta, but what you don't see is this little extra weight here, because this weight, it's a 9-gram stainless steel weight, is in this case hidden underneath or behind the beta surface. and it's, yeah, here. So this is the little weight, and as you see, it comes out usually quite easy. It can happen that it's a little bit stuck inside, so what only need to do is just use the edge of your wrist or your hand and just use the bait as a hammer, and the beta weight will usually come out, so that's absolutely nothing to worry about. If there's anything I haven't mentioned in this video or in the description, just feel free to reach out to me. The best way, as usual, is to write me an email. You will also find all the details on my website. And yeah, with that being said, have a nice day, have a nice week, and see you soon. Cheers!